What up, world? It's your man Shadow. We are here today on the Spotlight on Hype-Radio.com. Tonight, we got a real special treat for you. I got DC, the Brain Supreme of the Ultimate Tag Team from back in the day. The song, Whoop, There It Is. Now, if you grew up here, anywhere on the planet, you gotta know what that song is. It was the club smash. And I mean smash. Every time you heard it, every female in the club had to get on the floor and tell you, whoop, there it is. What's up with you, Jeff from BT Media Group? Glad to see you chimed in, bruh. Hey, we waiting for the man to come in. He gonna tell us a little bit about what's going on. Apparently there was some drama around the song that not everybody knew about, but we gonna get into that tonight. Just a few things. We got a lot of stuff coming up. 2020 has been really hard on people. Matter of fact, you know, I'm in here by myself tonight, so I'm not putting my mask on. I've been in here long enough with this damn mask. I'm not putting it on tonight because I'm the only one in here. But if you outside and you're around people, please, 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 wear your mask. We're trying to end this so we can get off restrictions. So in 21, we can do right. Oh, the man's coming in right now. Hold on a second, y'all. Come on now. Here we go. What's up, bruh?
What's up, man? You don't put that goddamn mask on, boy.
Man, I have been getting yelled at and cussed out from family members for not wearing this. Today ain't the day, man. I'm so.
You got to stay masked up.
Normally, if I was in here with other people, I'm wearing the mask. I'm pushing the issue, making sure everybody else wear their mask. But I'm the only one in here tonight, so I'm mask free. I'm like Future say, mask off.
Hey, man, I feel you. It's a struggle, but gotta be done, man. Gotta keep people safe. Gotta keep yourself safe, and you know it's a test. It's all a test, bro.
You know, if everybody would have did what they were supposed to do in the first restriction we got put on, possibly we wouldn't even be here with the second restriction. Like we couldn't learn our lesson the first time after the first whooping.
But you know what? If this was a weapon, it's the perfect weapon because it uses our freedom against us, right?
Right.
There's always going to be a certain amount of people that's like, fuck that. You know what I mean? And there ain't nothing you can do about it, bro. You know what I mean? The only thing you got control over is what you do and how you flow. And hopefully you can lead by example for people. And that just makes the world better. You know what I mean? Right. So, I mean, it's kind of out of your hands. You know, you got a platform where you can tell people to do it, but ultimately everybody got to do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
And, you know, for me, you know, it wasn't a question at the beginning because I understand science, right? Okay. So, and I've known a lot of people that done passed away from this. You know, my mother had it, right? So, all this done hit, you know, close to home for me. But I've lost people. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, it's you know, I understand it, and I'm like, even if I think even if I'm trying to man up and be a man about it, I still ain't trying to catch that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't understand that, you know, you're going to have heart condition for the rest of your life. Your lungs is going to be messed up for the rest of your life. So if I got to huff and puff through a mask just to stay straight, that's what I'm going to do.
I feel you. Like, and normally I'm on my soapbox and I'm telling everybody the same thing because what I did find out was that this virus affects us as black men different than anybody else. Mm-hmm. Like I found out that instead of like the flu sickness, just like can't move, got aches and everything, that what actually happens is we actually bleed in our lungs from this. Yeah. Man, I can't even, man, from that day that I read that, I was like, oh no. I damn near I almost stapled the mask in my face because of that thing I read on Google.
Yeah. It's a nasty disease, but you know, then what's so messed up about it, some people, like a good friend of mine just had it and she didn't have no problem. She got a little vertigo, got dizzy, but that's about it. And some people nothing happens, but there's some people who just tear their ass up. So just I don't want to find out either way.
Right.
It's all good. Keep grinding.
Well, I got to be careful because my mom is high risk, you know, from age and things like that. And anybody who know me, if you look in the dictionary and look up the word "mama's boy," it's a picture of me in the dictionary. So, when I take it real serious, like I ain't hugged my mom since March 13th, bruh. Since we started this, and I don't really appreciate that. My dad and I, we good. I haven't seen
with you mentally, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen Pops.
It takes a lot of mental toughness because there's always a certain part of the day where you be like, feel like you're going a little crazy. You know what I mean? Because our routine ain't the same. Even if I don't want to do nothing, you know, I still want the opportunity to go do something, right? And you know, I mean, because you know, my lane done slowed down considerably. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Since I'm gotten more mature and I do different things, but you know,
we'll blame it on that.
yeah, we're gonna blame it on that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, for me, life is good. I'm blessed. I've had a blessed life. I had a lot of friends. I've made some good decisions, and I still continue to feel like I'm 22.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, because you know, we go through the whole thing. You know, black don't crack, and if that ain't the truth. It is what it is. Thank you for that.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
So you know we blessed with that one. But I see you got the little beard thing, but you got it trimmed up nice. You got the little gray. It even looks good on us that way.
Normally, I wouldn't be looking like Papa Smurf over here, but I'm an actor, right? And this is what I booked for. This beard right here.
Okay.
So you know. Why try to be in competition with the young cats when I can be in my own lane and do it like this? And plus, you know, it's all good. I'm used to it now, so it works out. And, you know, it's helped me further my career as far as acting.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm going to ride with it. Now, when we go do shows, it's a different thing because it's like, damn, wish I could cut my thing off and then let it grow back the next day, but it don't work like that.
It really don't.
And I was doing that, but then I was just like, man, just keep it trimmed nice and be that old school player that all the young girls want. And that's what I did.
And what's crazy is these young chicks really go after the cats with the gray in their beard now.
Oh yeah. Oh, for real. I got sugar daddy applications for real. For real, dog.
Sugar daddy apps? God damn. Okay. Now,
have no fear, rent is here. For real. Let me shut up.
you gonna have your life blowing up.
It's all good. I can handle it.
You gonna have rent from here down south up to Canada.
Shit, it's always been that way.
And you gonna be cussing me out like I did it. Okay, so you was talking about you do acting. Have you been doing that long, or what movies have we've seen you in, or?
Okay, so really, it started. It started with
wait. The real. What is this? The real I Love Her. Oh, just hit you with, I'm in your DM now. She wants some rent, bruh. See, I told you.
Nah, you know what? That young lady is an incredible lady. I'm her mentor. She's one of my proteges. See, I'm a fashion. I do a lot of things. I'm fashion photography. I do videography, write scripts, act. You know, anything that can be done, I pretty much can do because I'm a hustler. And you gotta have 4-5 hustles. You gotta, cause somebody gonna copy
4-5. You know, I'm Jamaican. I got 10-12.
Really, I'm being modest, but the key to getting money is that you gotta have so many hustles. When people gonna see your hustle and be like, "Whoa, that's dope."
Right.
I'm gonna do that. Now you got 4 or 5 people copying your hustle, and sometimes you gotta let that hustle go and go to the next hustle.
Right.
So you always leading on the hustle, but that requires work. That requires you have to keep studying, understand things, and you know, learn what they know, and then apply the street game to it. So that goes back to acting, right?
Okay.
I've been in the clubs for years. I've been a club DJ since I was a kid, and there was always something where I was like, I need to be able to do more. and I really wanted to learn how to do voiceover. So I said, okay, let me find the best coaches I could find. So I started flying to New York, found some good coaches, Joan Baker, Rudy Gaskin. They're some of the best voiceover coaches in the game. Then I would fly out to LA, train with Denise Woods. She's incredible as far as dialects and just understanding speech itself. And that changed my life. But it was difficult because I thought, you know, me being DC the Brain Spring tag team, who their motherfucking is, I can do anything and jump on and get on quick.
Right.
But when you get into them real hustles, you understand that there's no way to it but through it. So I had to put in the work. And it was difficult at the beginning because I didn't understand the language, right? And, you know, it took 10 years for me to understand the language to where I am a working voiceover actor now where I can do anything and I book off. So that's kind of my bread and butter now. But I had signed with the agency in, you know, the biggest agency in the Southeast, People Store represent. And I was having a meeting with voiceover because I signed with them for voiceover. And the owner came in and she was like, I like your face. I was like, thank you. And she was like, put him on camera. And it was like, dude, that rarely happens. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, shoot, I'm with it. I'm up for the task.
Right.
And had to get headshots, had to start taking acting classes. And when I go hard, I go hard. So I pretty much was in class. I've pretty much been in class every day.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Got a little freeze going on here. Hold on a second, bro. Don't know why, but Instagram be pissing me off sometimes.
Still with you? All right, cool.
All right, here we go.
Gotta keep refreshing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. This probably one of the first lives I've ever done, dog.
Oh.
I don't be doing this, man. But you know, if I do it, I'm gonna do it. You know
I appreciate it. Don't get it twisted. I appreciate this.
Yeah, so that's what led me to acting, and now I'm kind of coming to my own. I mean, I probably booked my first commercial probably after 2 months of just acting. Never acted before, and I've been booking lately, but I'm trying to get that. You know, I just finished 2 movies during the pandemic, so it's been, you know, there's been a silver lining to all this because I had to reinvent myself. It's like, okay, am I gonna sit here and be pissed off that the world ain't acting the way I wanted to, or am I gonna, you know, really concentrate and say, what can I do now to get this bread? Right. And for me, it was voiceover. So I pretty much reinvented myself. And I went back over all my old classes. I record every class that I take. Went over all my old classes, and then that really was beneficial for me because I started filling in all the holes, right? I mean, and that's when everything just opened up for me because if I had just sat around, I've been pissed off because we had like 25 shows lined up for the summer, right?
I know about that pain.
All that shit evaporated.
Man.
But I wasn't tripping. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't tripping because I'm a hustler. I know that there's money to be made anytime, any day, anywhere. There's always going to be some type of demand, and you just have to create the supply.
Fact.
Right?
And I've been saying that since the beginning because I told everybody, especially all my partners who I'm close with, I'm like, the COVID-19 really messed up our money with this DJing, the clubs, the special events. But as entrepreneurs and born hustlers, this is a way for us to come up because we now, as we say we want to be entrepreneurs and as we always claim to be hustlers, this is really going to prove the point on who's really out there doing it and who's been faking with all these little pictures leaning against somebody's car in the parking lot.
Yeah, but you know what? There's always going to be fakers, dude.
I appreciate them.
The world go round.
I appreciate a faker. I appreciate a faker in a heartbeat because
fake is the new real, bro. So I mean, it's all good, man. I mean, you just, like I said, my goal in life, man, is to help whoever I can help that wants to be helped. You know, you give what you want first, and like I was telling you about, I love her. You know, because I'm a fashion photographer.
Okay.
You know, when I worked at the club, I worked at strip clubs, right? I started Magic City in 1989. I started this shit. Okay, this is the beginning
Well,
of
let me first wait. Not to mean to cut you off again, but let me first say, thank you so motherfucking much. Because it ain't been the same since Magic City did it. So
I mean, but they're still doing it, but it's just a different, it's a different day. You know what I mean? And it's still elite. But back then, it was different. And see, I went, and this is beautiful because it's like some full circle shit. I went to school at Sac State. I don't know if you knew this.
I absolutely did not know that.
Dude, Cocoa Palms, Arden Way, dog. I DJ'd yeah, man. Okay, so so let me go back to the beginning, right? I started DJing probably when I was like 16 in the basement. Everybody, Park Hill, Denver, Colorado, everybody used to make fun of me because I was down there trying to learn how to DJ. And everybody wanted to go play football and all, and all this, but I was like, I gotta figure this out. Cause Steve Rowland, he was DJing, brother named Slick Rick, brother named Mr. Magic, brother named Big John Platt. I grew up with him in Denver, Colorado. He the biggest DJ. Yeah, exactly. He used to DJ at this club called Scooters back in the day, in the Dahlia. And those, we're the same age, but they all inspired me. I was like, I ain't letting y'all get all this shine. I got to figure this shit out.
Facts.
And I got good at it. And when I went so my uncle, John Maxwell, he was a professor at Sac State. And he was like, come on out here with me. And I was like, all right, shoot, I'm going out there. Free college, and not free college, but, free ride just to get out there and get in and not have to go through nothing. So that was one of the best decisions I ever made. So I get to Sac, and I was like, I'm thinking I'm big shit because I know how to DJ. But like the first party I think I did it for the Omegas. Man, the speakers blew.
Ooh.
I was lifting the turntable off the damn wrong turntable. I had a wood turntable. They was looking at me like, oh, hell nah. Right? And that was probably the worst DJ experience I ever had. But, I sucked it up. And I said, all right, now I know what I got to do. And I stayed in a dining, I used to throw parties every Friday in the dining commons. So that means I'd have to go down there and move all them damn chairs and tables by myself just to throw a party. And I think there were 5 buildings over there. Because I stayed in Jenkins Hall. And everybody would come party over there in the dining commons, and we used to rock the house. And I did that for like 2 years. And I mean, I ordered my records from 12-inch dance records in Washington D.C. I ordered from New York. I would order from L.A. I would go down to San Francisco and go to Bobby's and get records from them. So I had all the new records from everywhere. So I was playing New York hip hop, L.A. hip hop. The up tempo stuff. Like, I've been influenced by every genre of hip hop because I started at the beginning of it, right? And I knew that I couldn't just be playing any of thing. I had to play everybody's stuff,
right?
And that's how the DJ thing started. So went to Sac, start DJing in clubs to Sac, start DJing in Vallejo, start DJing Black Family Days, start DJing just everywhere. Oh yeah, I did Black Family Day in Davis. Don't start, dog.
Man, you taking me so far back. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So,
but those are the best times, though.
Those are the best times, dog. And, Sac was, back then, Sac was just always beautiful. I would sometimes do stuff at the Air Force Base out there. And I just had a lot of friends out there, man. That was a good experience. But I knew that it was going to be hard for a black man out there, right?
So wait. Mather or McClellan Air Force Base?
Huh?
Mather or McClellan Air Force Base?
McClellan.
So you were doing the overnights?
No, I wasn't doing the overnights.
Oh, okay.
I would, I knew other DJs that would do stuff out there, and I just go out and maybe get on here and there. Like, I used to do Cocoa Palms every now and then because Skip Davis was a DJ at Cocoa Palms.
And
Skip Davis,
may he rest in peace.
Was Al Heyman's right man. He just passed not too long
ago. I know Skip Davis. I know him very well.
Skip looked up one day and seen me on tour with him. And he was like, DC? I was like, yup. I told you I was going to make it, nigga. Tripping. and I'll never forget it. It was Buffalo, New York. And we had to go on, and we was getting ready to go too long, and it was like, cut him. And Skip didn't do it. He was like, it was my fault. Let him go on and go. And that was one of our best shows because that's when Whoop There It Is was fresh, spanking new. But back to Sacramento. So, like I used to do. There was a club down by the park. I forgot the name of it. Rodney O and Joe Cool used to go there. It'd be all the ghetto groups would go there. It was downtown on not on J Street, but like I can't remember the name of it, man. And it was like that's when Bloods and Crips were starting to do their thing, and it was always fights and shit, man. It was crazy back then, but it was all good because that's what we grew up in. Those were the cars that we were dealt. So I knew as a black man that it was going to be tough for me to do something in Sacramento. So my boy Steve had moved down to Atlanta to go to the Art Institute, and he was like, "Man, you need to come down and holler at him." And I was like, "Cool." So that Christmas, I went down and hollered at him, and the first place he took me was Magic City. 1988, December 1988, and I had $500 to spend for the whole week. And man, I spent all that money in the first night, dog.
I was about to say you probably spent that in the first half hour, bruh.
Man, I spent that money between Tinkle and Sparkle, because it was too bad. Tinkle was like 6'1".
No, you don't remember the name.
Incredible. Sparkle was 5'5", light skin, bubble booty. Like I can still see them today, as I seen them 30 years ago. Right?
Oh my God!
When I got back to we just went to every club, and then we finished it off New Year's Eve with a Guy, and today there was that Sensations club called Sensations, and I knew that I was coming to Atlanta. So I went back, finished up my semester. Steve flew out, got the U-Haul, loaded that thing up, came back down, and I was in Atlanta, and I was working at Magic City within 2 days. Because I wielded it. I was like, I'm working here because the DJ sucked, and the bounce. Big Tim he used to bounce on the Budweiser Superfest. Big Tim, that's my dog. He was like, "There go Magic right there," and man, I was like, "Dude, you need a DJ?" He's like, "Nah, but come see me Monday." So I went down and see. He's like, "I don't need no DJ, but I need a cook." I was like, "Shit, I can chef like a motherfucker." He's like, "All right, you can chef
by any means.
Be backup DJ, right?" Oh, don't let me get started with the chefing. That's another hustle that is superior. So I got up there. It was like a Tuesday, and I get there. I'm putting the salad together. I got some chicken wings going. Another lady was working, and I'll never forget it. Andre came up to me like, "Hey man, I gotta go run some errands, man. Why don't you DJ for me for about an hour or two, man?" I was like, "You sure? Okay." And see, back then, rule number one, you never let a nigga on your shit, because he will take your shit. But they didn't know that, you know what I mean? And once I put these fingers on that vinyl and start spitting on that mic, you can just see all the girls turn their head like, what the? And they've been making money ever since.
God damn.
They've been making money ever since, because if there's one thing I know how to do, to make this bread for real. So, that started everything, because after that first weekend, they had a big meeting where all the girls come and everybody airs their grievances. And a girl named Indigo, we call her Indiegogo. She's one of like the top dancers. It's like, "Magic, we want him." They pointed to me, and all them girls looked at me like, "We want him." And I was the head DJ. And then it was like, because the person I worked at made like $500. Just a kid out of college, go make $500 in a night, right? So that's 500, 700,000. You know what I mean? It was like unreal. And then I'm from Cali, so I'm down south.
Yep.
These girls are like, "Who is this dude?" And then it was overwhelming. It was overwhelming, because it was 100 of the most beautiful black women on earth, butt ass naked, and they loved me off the rip. Okay, and this is natural black women. There might have been 4 or 5 girls that had maybe some fake titties. That was it. This was before the booty shots. This is before all that. These were Amazon stacked, beautiful black women.
The glow in
Even
the,
the white
the glow in the
girls
dark,
look like
the glow in the dark posters with the big afros.
Yeah. The Parliament Funkadelic album cover type.
God damn. God.
Exactly
damn.
right. So you know, as time went on, you know, I acquired the ability to break records because the radio stations there didn't play rap music, and the only place they could really find good new music was in the clubs.
Yep.
And I still have my DJ ways where I still order from New York, DC, LA, all over the country. So Atlanta was, you know, I got there when LA and Babyface got there, when Bobby Brown got there.
Okay.
Jermaine and them was already there. Chris Cross and them was blowing up. TLC was getting ready to blow up. LaFace had started LaFace Records. First group was Damian Dane. I was breaking their records, and then back then, all the majors had record reps.
Right.
So all the record reps, they would bring me the records. It was like they bring me all the vinyl, bring me a stack of records. Right. There was a day.
Miss those
I was
days.
looking forward to them days.
Miss them days.
Yeah. And you know, I developed relationships with them. You know, Doug Craig, Rodney Terry, just all the old schoolers back in the day who worked those records. And they would bring their artists into town, and their artists would be blown away because they'd see girls dancing to their records.
Mm-hmm.
Your record would be whack as hell, but if the stripper is dancing to it the right way, it turns into a good record, right?
Yep.
Because they bring it to life. They pull it off of the vinyl, and actually they're the soundtrack.
Right.
You know, the physical soundtrack of your record. So, I mean, that's back when I used to do talent shows and stuff. I used to battle with ABC, all them groups, The Boys. I mean, that's back when Prime Time, you know, Deion Sanders first came to Atlanta. I mean, it was the heyday of Atlanta.
Yeah, because Deion bought it. Deion had a club when he first got out there.
Deion had Club 21. Dominique had Dominique's on Peachtree.
I heard Dominique's went crazy.
Oh man, they used to do Wicked Wednesday, so I'd go over there with like 4 of the girls from Magic City, and they would dance in the club, and it would just be incredible because this was in the club. It was unheard. Like now it's just everywhere, but back then stripping was special, right? So I'm balling, having fun, living my life, and you know, me and Steve, we make music, you know, and that goes back to Sacramento. You know, I had never really thought about making music. I was a rapper and I was a DJ, but you know, I never thought about making music.
Okay.
And one of my best friends to this day, Johnny Z.
I was just told to ask you about Johnny Z, so glad we going there.
Okay, so Johnny Z made he's got Rated Z Records. He's the producer in Too Deep. He's the one who made Back to the Hotel.
Right.
So Johnny Z, he down with Mac Dre, E40, everybody in the Bay, because they all grew up together. Right. And me and him, we stayed like 3 doors down from us. We just started hanging. I taught him how to DJ. He taught me about rock music and metal music and stuff. And we just really became friends. And I think it was our sophomore year. He had got a 4-track recorder. And he was like, man, I don't know what to do with this thing. I was like, shit, let me see what I can do with it, right? And I figured out how to use it. But it was like I had a little bitty Yamaha rinky dink drum machine. And my boy Cornell, he had an 808, right? I was like, man, you gotta let me use your 808. He's like, hell no, I ain't letting you use my 808. But you come over and make some beats.
Right.
So I was like, bet. So I came over there, took the 4-track over there, made some beats. You know, I made like maybe about 10 songs with just the beat, right? And then just started throwing stuff on top of them, writing rhymes to them. Next thing you know, I got a little album. Lickety Split, right? So I sent it to Steve. Steve was like, man, what's wrong with you? Thought I was into devil worship or some shit because the songs was just crazy, right? Okay. Nobody, we used to have to go to the studio to do the songs, right? And here now, I can do songs on a 4-track and do as many as I want all day, every day. And man, Steve was like, dude, I gotta get me one. Then it became a competition between me and Steve back and forth producing music. and then Z started to do some music. So then that's how we became, music producers, because we were just trying to make songs, and I would make songs. I would make mixtapes. It wasn't even a mixtape. It was just songs on tape, a cassette tape, and give them out to everybody at school, right? So we'd be in the choir, and I'd just be like, here, check this out. Tell me what you think. Next thing you know, I got hit records on campus. And then I was like, oh yeah, it's going down. And that's when I really wanted to become, that's when I was like, I knew it was going to be an artist. And I would be in class, just filling up rhyme books, just writing. So all this progressed through my graduation, going to Atlanta. And, I made a couple some basic songs in Atlanta, but they, we was hip hop, because my influences were hip hop.
Right.
But we was down south. And down south, if you wasn't making booty shake, you wasn't gonna get nowhere, right? So, I was like, we gotta make something up tempo, bro, because that's the only way it's gonna work. So we knew what sample we wanted to use. We wanted to use Kano. We've been playing that for like years, like a long time. I remember my partner Otis P. He was like, man, y'all gotta use that Kano, man. We was in Dion's 21 and they played that, and we was like, we gotta use that right there. We knew it, and it was I was in the club. I think it was the summer of '92, and the girls, on Friday nights we'd be partying, and all of a sudden the girls start just chanting stuff and hooping and hollering, and then they started, we would all be saying the saying, "Whoop, there it is." That was kind of like bubbling in the streets. You know what I mean? And I didn't think nothing of it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, boom, there it is. But I was like, shit, let me do this song that we getting ready to make up tempo and call it that. And then wrote the lyrics, and then we just hooked it up, right? And this is September '92. Okay. And I get out the studio, go to work, pop it in the cassette, and that song came on. And this was before I even put Party People at the beginning. It's just the music was just coming in, right? And to this day, it's still the biggest response on any record I have. Because as a DJ, when you play a certain record, or if you're on radio, whatever, if the phones light up, or if a whole bunch of people come to the DJ booth, you got one.
Right.
And that's what happened. And I played it for about a month, and then I went on to the next song, because it was like, we just was making songs. And then I think it was December. One of the girls was like, how come you don't play that Whoop There It Is no more? I was like, I play it for you. Play it on my set. I was like, cool. Did it again. And bam. Everybody was like, what the hell is that? So then I was like, all right, let me take this serious. So then I started shopping it. And I shopped it to every major label through all my record company reps. And they were like, man, they love what you're doing. They just don't know what to do with it. Right? Because, they up in New York and LA, they don't know what to do with that.
No,
so they're
like, well, New York,
let's sit on it for a while, and we'll try to do it. I was like, man, I ain't got time for that. And I was really, this is a testament to all you young people out there who get frustrated about shit. You can't never give up, because I was about to give up. I really was. And Lisa McCall, she worked with Mercury Records. She was like, talk to Al Bell. I was like, who's Al Bell? She's like, he used to own Stax. Remember Stax record? I was like, yeah. He's like, he used to do that, and he did the Daisy Dukes record, which is one of the biggest records last summer. I was like, yeah, he would know what to do with it, because that was like, okay, bet. Yeah, that was huge. So I said, let me call him. I called him and told him, I was like, look, man, I got a hit record out here. You need to holler back at me. Took him about a week to hit me back. But when he hit me back, I was like, look, dude, I got a hit record, and I tested it. Every time I play it, everybody goes nuts. This shit is popping. You need to do something with this. And he was like, all right, let's do it. I was like, you ain't even heard the record. He's like, brother, I ain't got to hear the record. I hear it in your spirit. And I'll never get that to this day. I got a record deal on my spirit, on my flow.
That's crazy.
On my charisma. On my realness as a real nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he felt me, he knew I wasn't bullshitting. So he was like, let's do it. Let's agree to agree. And then, then after that, that was about maybe 2 weeks later, it was Freaknik 93. Yep, Freaknik 93, and that was my last week. I told Maz, like, Maz, I'm out of here, Freaknik. After Freaknik, he was like, yeah, right, motherfucker, you ain't going nowhere. Because it was too good. I was making too much money. But it was like, I'm gone, dog. It's time. And I was gone. And 2 months later, I was platinum. That bad.
Bruh, if this ain't...
It was that bad.
I've read the Bible before. I must have skipped this chapter. Because this is unreal from somebody to go from learning to DJ to traveling across the country to come out to college to throwing some of the baddest parties in the comments. Because I remember some of my little OGs going up there. Wasn't enrolled in school. Didn't even own a backpack, but was at the parties with the Phi Betas and the Omegas and all that shit from Sac State and Davis.
Alpha, I did all them parties.
See, and I used to have to sneak into them damn parties.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and at that time, there were just several factors that helped the record along. Like the first factor that really helped is that I'm real good friends with Ed Lover. Even back then,
he was in your video.
Huh?
He was in the video. Whoop, there it is.
In the video. Yeah.
Okay.
But Ed Lover had Yo MTV Raps
on lock.
And Ed had see how I got it. I got 500 copies pressed up. Not pressed. I think they were just cassettes. And it was the Blizzard of '93. And that weekend, Tina, she was one of the biggest. She had like the biggest record stores in the city. I was like, Tina, let me put these on consignment with you. And she was like, all right, cool. And after the weekend, she was like, I need a whole new batch. Because I'll never forget it. She was like, you ain't heard that 8-Ball MJG? I was like, I ain't never heard of that. She was like, they from damn Memphis. That shit banging. Because she would tell me all the hood shit. Because that's right at that time, all the OG hood cats was brand new.
Okay.
That weekend, Whoop There It Is came out when 8-Ball and MJG came out because she was selling both records, right? And she called me that money. It's like, I need more. And that's when I was like, man, what am I going to do? And then finally I got with Al, and Ed was like, what is that you playing? I was like, that's my record, dog. He's like, man, you got to give me that. And I was like, here. I gave him a cassette. He said, man, I can't do nothing with no damn cassette. I need some vinyl. Right? So I was like, we got to get some vinyl quick. So got Al Bell to press up some vinyl after like a week. And because I wasn't even working down there then. Met Ed Love down there. It's like, here you go, dog. Gave him his vinyl. Gave Ryan Cameron. Ryan Cameron was the #1 radio jock in the city, but he was on B103 and they didn't play no rap.
Okay.
But what he did is he took the instrumental and he would play it on the bed between songs.
Smart.
You see what I'm saying? So you got you got that badass beat playing, and people start calling like, "What the hell is that? What's that? What's that?" But some people knew it already. So it was like, "How come you don't play that song? That song is banging, right?" And that started B103 in Atlanta, Georgia, playing rap music in rotation. They would play a little bit in the mixed shows, but I'm talking about full rotation, where you would hear it in the afternoon drive, you would hear it, at night. It still wasn't in the daytime and in the morning yet, but then it snowballed, and it was too big. It had to be on radio. So between that, which I'm forever grateful for, and then Ed Lover running back up to New York. Next thing I look up, I'm looking at Yo MTV Raps, and him and Dre they playing the song the whole show. After that, Jordan them win championship #3. They in Grant Park at the parade yelling, "Whoop, there it is." And then we was out of here. We was gone.
I'm sitting in front of greatness.
I mean, hey, man, I'm just trying to, I'm just telling you how it happened, bro. And so the part that is weird is that there's like 5 other Whoop There It Is records.
Okay.
I didn't know nothing about none of them. Only one I knew about was A-Town Players, because them was my boys, Kizzy Rock, Bonet, and Ponto back in the day. They was from the East Side.
Okay.
Right? But then I'm like, Slick Rick had a record. He wasn't called Whoop There It Is. I forgot the name of it, but he had one. Then 95 South had one, right? Then there were some girls that had one. And then down in South Georgia, somebody had a Whoop There It Is record. But this was all around, we was already gone though, right? And so it ended up being that 95 South was really blowing up in the Southeast.
Right.
Right? Because that record was more Southern.
Mm-hmm.
Then Whoop There It Is. Whoop There It Is was more universal. So basically what happened is we cut them off and confined them to the Southeast, and we hit the rest of the world, right? And that's how it just ended up. And I ain't never looked back, man. You know
Ain't
what I'm
no
saying?
reason to look back.
It never look back, and just, you know, we was on Budweiser. Al Hain was like, I want y'all to open up for Budweiser Superfest. We was on tour. And after with SWV, Shy, Belle Biv DeVoe, MC Light, who else were we on tour with? We on tour with everybody, man.
You on tour with legends.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
soon to
Queen
be
Latifah.
Legends.
Yeah. And I met everybody. I'm cool with everybody. And what I used to do, I used to carry around my albums. I used to take pictures back then. I took pictures of Magic City. So I just was just spreading the word about Magic City. I remember I was with Freight Drum. I was with Onyx. We was at the San Francisco airport, and I'm showing them an album with all the Magic City girls, and they just bugging. They out there. I mean, they just bugging. They couldn't believe it. And it just, you know, I'd already knew Short. I'd already knew Hammer from being, you know, in Sacramento.
Right.
And being in the Bay. I was going down the Bay all the time, so I already knew them. I already knew everybody. But then Atlanta, I already knew everybody because that was Atlanta, you know. So I was already in the cut, but it was just a pleasant surprise for everybody to see me come up out of nowhere. They didn't even know that I even rap like that. And that's, you know, and when I got to my position, I helped a lot of cats too, right?
Okay.
A lot of them cats that came up in Atlanta, I helped them in one way or another. You know what I mean? I used to Goody Mob, Gip and them. I used to spit game to them. I used to be like, hey man, if you know, I would tell Gip and them, I'm like, look, if y'all doing these promotional tours, you need to find, if you do LA, you need to be doing stuff in the Bay Area and, you know, San Diego in the same night. I remember one night we did 5 shows in one night. We started in LA in the afternoon, then we went up to Tahoe, then we flew back down to San Francisco, then flew back down to LA, and it ended in San Diego, all in one night, all in one day. That's how you cake, right? I'm a hustler. It's like we used to go to New Jersey, right? And we would do New York, but then we go do the Mafia clubs in Jersey. Because all the Mafia cats want us just to come do Whoop There It Is, just
Right.
sit back and chill with them, right? And then we would come finish it out in New York, so we do 4 in a night there. So it's like we just stacking. So even if we was not getting no money on the promo tour, we was still stacking 6, 7 G's every time we rocked it, you know, doing other things with just appearing. So that's, you know, you got to hustle like that. And, you know, I used to tell everybody that's what we did. And, you know, I mean, our first show was with Pop. Our first promo show was with Pop when we flew out to L.A.
Wow.
I had 4 of the Magic City girls with me, and we was all kicked. And that's when me and him became real tight. And then because he used to live, his mom lived down here, right in Atlanta. So he used to always be down. I would see him in the clubs all the time. So we'd be back messing around the clubs and just partying and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I knew all these cats. I grew up with all these cats. These are all my brothers. You know what I mean? So, but I was never, you know, I was still always me. I never really was on that star shit because I like to just roll.
Right.
I like to go where I want to go. I like to do what I want to do. So I'm not trying to kick up no dust and bring attention to myself because you can't do that when you do that.
Right.
So I've always had fun because I've always been able to do what I want to do and go where I want to go. So, I mean, I've been doing this since 1993. Now it ain't been easy because, you know, we signed a terrible contract and we paid for it dearly. We was in a lawsuit for 20 years. just finished the lawsuit in 2017.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
It's been brutal, but shit happens, man. You just gotta keep on. I'm just blessed that I can still eat off this record. 27 years later.
Yeah, because every now and then it's a mixer on here, Grand Mixer GMs. He just says he still mixing today. I've been to clubs where everybody got all their jewelry, they too cool for school, in the VIP booth with the bottles and SAG and all this, and whoop, there it is, and you got real gangsters screaming, whoop, there it is in the club.
Yeah, man. Because, we've always been, people don't even understand that whoop, there it is about Magic City on a Friday night.
They don't have to, because I promise
they don't even get that it's about partying, drinking, getting high, trying to get some ass at Magic City on a Friday night. And kids are singing this song, parents is loving it.
Yes.
Everybody think it's the most wholesome song ever made.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You see
little Becky and little Billy and little Mindy Sue.
Exactly.
When they go whoop, there it is. They soon to be strippers when they get older. Yeah. Okay, I see what you did.
So
you're doing the stripper academy.
Hey man, I've been blessed, and now, with acting and voiceover, I'm poised to do it all over again. But now this is my ride out. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to be a 50-year-old DJ. You know what I mean? So I retired 5 years ago because I could have stayed at the club forever, man. But it just, because it was my fountain of youth, being around all them little big booty girls and just around hundreds of girls all the time. And it's like, I don't care how much you do it, it gets old.
Right.
And it got old to me. You know what I'm saying? I do miss it, but now I don't miss it that much to where I would want to go back and do that shit again. And then I'll always be a DJ because I DJ. Like if we do shows, they'll be like, can you do an hour? I'm like, yeah, because that's part of the hustle. We only got one song, but how am I gonna do an hour? Well, just DJ. Take it back to the 90s and DJ like you used to back in the day. That's just as entertaining. And people's gonna be partying because they're getting drunk and they're gonna rock to that shit.
Yep.
And then I started taking comedy classes so I could bridge, songs that people didn't know and entertain people. It's about entertaining people and making them feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I focused on, and Steve and I could do an hour show like it ain't nothing. And by the time you get to Whoop, it's over. You're home free. I could play Whoop, there it is, 15 minutes, and it wouldn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, you don't have to because they were already entertained and they've already had a good time. So it's just about being, the essence of hip hop is who can rock the party. Point blank. It don't got nothing to do with anything else but the party.
Right.
Who can rock the party? Who's gonna be the MC? Who's gonna be on the wheels of steel? Who's gonna rock the party?
Right.
And if you can't rock a party, you're wasting your time. You can do some things, but you can rock a party, you always gonna work, no matter what. Yep. So right now, it's I just finished a movie last week called The Mediator, and that's gonna be coming out soon. I finished one in April in Nebraska called My Corona. That's coming out soon. And then I do commercials all the time, and then I book voiceover all the time. And as far as acting, it's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? Because I audition for pretty much all the TV shows and movies that are shot in Atlanta or in the Southeast.
Okay.
And even some stuff that's in LA. So I've been doing this 2.5 years, and I'm already on the cusp of just being out of here on that. And that's my goal, is to do what I did with Whoop with that. Then I'm full circle. I can ride out and I can coast on out. And my goal when I was young is to be in history books, and I accomplished that. But this is something different. You know what I'm saying? This is something a little bit different.
Right.
And to me, this is what life is all about. This is about I love the hustle. You know what I mean? I love hustling, man. And I love teaching people. So, anything I can impart on people, that's why I love doing these interviews, man, because all it is just be sitting here spitting game.
Well,
you know what I mean? When cats ask me questions, I always got different ass shit to say to them because I do it different. I figured they call me DC the Brain Supreme for a reason.
Well, with that being said, now that I got your number, oh, bruh,
Yeah.
you gonna hear me? You be like, damn, he called in again?
Nah, man, I don't like that.
Cause
you know, it's funny because everybody runs up on me and they're like, "Hey, man, so, you know," or girls run up on me, "My boyfriend, he's a rapper. You know what he need to do? You know, he need to go to the clubs. He need to do this." I'm like, "I'm gonna send you a link. In that link, there's some books and some videos. When y'all look at them books and videos, then come back and holler at me." They're like, "Don't he got like? If you want my help, you gotta pass these tests." Because for me, I'm teaching these young kids the shit I wish somebody had taught me, right?
Right.
And the first thing I give them is a music publishing book. I say, you learn music publishing, you ain't gonna get taken advantage of, right? Because pretty much every artist get taken advantage of because they just want to get on. They're blinded. They're blinded by the business side of it.
Right.
So I said, if you want my help, read that book. Or look at, if you don't like to read, I got a video on music publishing. Look at that video, then call me. We'll have a discussion. If I feel you want to go to the next level, then I'll give you the next piece of game. And I can tell you, 1 out of 10 people might take me up on it. Everybody else just go somewhere else and just try. You know, I gotta be in these streets. I gotta go to the clubs. I gotta pay girls to dance on my record. I'm like, dude, you're not even understand. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I say, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to put you on to the money of the music industry, which is the ability to put together songs, write songs, and then be able to own your own property and sell it. You're going to get way more money in the long run than you are making a song and singing in front of them little girls, and they give you a little ass, and then you sign a messed up record deal, and then you ain't never heard from before, and all them girls is gone. That's how it go down, right?
Okay, well, I'm gonna need that text message with all them links. Put it out there. I'm gonna need that. Like I'm gonna be on your line.
It's just about coming up with different, innovative ways to do things, right?
Right.
Like when we decided we wanted to go on the road again, I was like, let me learn how to become a booking agent. What's the hierarchy? How does that whole thing work? So what I did is I started joining organizations and then start calling the members of those organizations. Because in professional organizations, there's always going to be 1 or 2 people who want to run their mouth.
Right.
And they're going to give you the game. You see what I'm saying? So there's this organization called International Entertainment Buyers Association, IEBA. And this is the whole industry from top down, from the buyer, which is the top. The venue is at the top. So the concert halls, the stadiums, the amphitheaters, that's at the top. Then you got the buyers. The buyers go to the booking agents because the booking agents can get the acts. And if they go to the booking agent, they say, well, I have this act, and this act. And then they formulate a show, right? Then you got the booking agents who might go to the managers or to the artists themselves. But as far as the buyers go, it's not just about concert buyers. You got state fair buyers. You got casinos. You got cruise ships. You got ice capades. You got tribute bands. You got speaking engagements. See, I didn't know all that. And that opened that world all to me. So our variety is so massive. We'll do the horse races. We'll then turn around and do a casino. Then go do a cruise ship. Then go do a hospital fundraiser. You see what I'm saying? You expand everything. We rarely do clubs. We're always doing something that's so different that you take a little money from here, a little money from there, a little money from there, a little money over there, a little money over there, and then it gets thrown in the pot. And you just keep making bread. And then you get on a tour. And that tour is the solid money because you might do 10 to 15 dates.
Mm-hmm.
But it only happens only happened because I went to these organizations and I went to these conventions, and you put yourself out there. You know what I mean? And then I hit every single talent agent. I was like, I don't, you might not represent us, but what I got to do to get on your roster? Because if I'm on their roster and they can book me because we're not exclusive, then they're going to book me because they can make money off me. Right. So now I'm on their roster online. So now when somebody types in tag team for a show, you're going to see us on 20 different talent agencies that we can communicate with. You see what I'm saying? And that is how you get this bread, right? Now, a lot of this is work is laying of seeds that will never grow, but you don't need all them seeds to grow. All you need is you got one good, 2 or 3 good plants that keep feeding you. Every season they spring a whole healthy thing of corn, then you're gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. So, and that's how I approach everything. You go to the organizations and you find the professional people that are in those organizations, and then you find out that there's so much more for you out there than your narrow thinking has led you to believe. Like, you're thinking like, okay, I can get this. But when you get out there, it's like this. You know what I mean? And it's like, damn. And then you start understanding that, it's up to you to get the money. How bad do you want it? Right. So for me, I'm doing that with voiceover and I'm doing that with acting. I might not get the money I want now, but it ain't about the money as far as acting. For me, it's about the reps. It's about getting the reps in and being on set and practicing and getting familiar with it and getting used to it and getting better at it. You know what I mean? I can stay in class all day, but I gotta be in somebody movie, somebody television show, and somebody web series. It don't matter. I'm acting. Right. Period. And for me, it's fun. You know what I mean? It really is fun because it's a craft, and you have to be to get booked. You have to be professional, and you have to be good at it, and they have to know that they're not wasting their time on you because time is money in the movie business, right? Right. So if you can't remember your lines, and they gotta wait for you because you 12th on the call sheet, and you got a scene with the main star, and you can't remember your lines, and he's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So it's just a lot to it, but I love that challenge, right? And then I'm still not done with music. You know what I'm saying? I'm a better rapper now than I've ever been. Okay. I write songs all the time. You know what I'm saying? I've got, but for me, the songs is going to be about publishing. Songs be about when I start getting in these movies, who's the music director? Hey, check this out. Maybe it might be able to go into the movie. Bam. Next thing you know, I got a soundtrack and a song in the movie, and the soundtrack people do the work for me. I ain't got to be. See, if I do it myself and put a record out there, everybody be like, man, look at DC old ass trying to put out a record. But see, if a movie company do it for me, and they put it out there, everybody hears the record. They're like, what the hell is that? Damn. DC you did that shit? Nigga. It's a difference, right? It's a difference.
It really is.
It's a difference, man.
Hey, man. So, I'm getting overloaded with information. We about to end this, though, because Instagram cut me off in a while.
All night, dog.
Oh, no. You ain't got to worry about it because I got your number. Stop playing with me. When I call, pick up the phone. But I want to thank you, man. Like, getting all this information and all this fun trip down memory lane has been incredible. Yeah. I thank you for your time. If you had anything you want to say or do, please make sure that I'm one of the people that you want to do it through. My house is your house.
Everybody, all people got to do is type in DC Glenn into Google. You'll find me. Well, I'm out there.
I ain't got to find you. I got a phone number. You can tell me where you at. But I want to thank you before this ends.
And I really appreciate you having me on your show, man.
Oh, we're going to do this again. This ain't going to be the last time. We're going to do this again.
Shit. You called me earlier. I was like, damn. Because, it's past my motherfucking bedtime, dog. I'm so damn tired right now. But I'm putting on a good face.
Yeah, I bless your heart.
I'm tired of the motherfucker, boy.
But before Instagram cut you off, man, I want to say thank you.
I know.
I'm going to be back at you personally on your phone line. But thank you again, bro. Appreciate you. Be safe, man.
All right, dog.
All right, y'all. Well, this has been incredible. To have this man pretty much just give game like this. Doesn't happen very often, but I am forever grateful for him coming in. I know y'all ain't really seeing me. I'm trying to get this thing saved up, so it's always going to be here for you to go back and look at. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I want to thank you for showing support. Sacramento, we on our way up out of here, man. Like we on to the next. So just let it be known. Just work with me. I got you on my shoulders. We pushing this line. Once again, I am Shadow, as all of you already fucking know. This is hype-radio.com, and I'm out of here. Make sure you check out the YouTube on this. SPTV Worldwide. That's SPTV Worldwide, and you'll be able to check out this interview and many more interviews that we have. Come on, show your love. That's all I'm asking for. Y'all be safe. Make sure you're wearing your mask so we can get off this restriction shit and everybody can get back to normal. All right, y'all. Y'all be easy.